Hello, good evening, and welcome to this rather germ-infected episode of Number Station. Number Station is an online radio station that trawls the sea of kilohertz, looking for shortwave oddities and amateur radio transmissions. Your host isn't feeling his usual self this evening, so we're going to take it a little bit easier than usual, falling down yet more radio rabbit holes this evening. It all started with a question I had from the previous episode to do with my proof of concept, terms and conditions apply, pirate radio setup and software. And this listener asked me if I listen to any pirate radio stations that are out there, either currently or in the past, previously. I guess the answer is yes. Whenever we go to London, I always take my FM radio with me and always pleasantly surprised at how packed the airwaves are in the city. I've even written to a few stations just to let them know that there are people out there listening, just like some of my listeners to Number Station have done in the past as well. And I'm extremely grateful for each and every one listening and tuning in. Before we begin, may I remind you that I have a website, numberstation.co.uk, where you can listen to archived recordings of previously found and discovered transmissions, along with other little goodies and links for your amusement. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button. One click can make all the difference. So taking an FM radio into London is one thing, but I went on the hunt for other pirate radio stations on the internet. And there is a saying that the internet never forgets. And sure enough, I was able to find some old archive recordings of some of the stations that were around, not when I was living where I currently am at the minute, but pirate radio stations that broadcast from central Salisbury. And it was really interesting listening to them. They would often broadcast their names and their addresses as well, which I find peculiar. Further down the rabbit hole, I found a pirate radio station called Heatwave Radio that used to broadcast out of Nottingham, and I have very, very hazy memories as a young kid, listening late night to a reggae station. This was a very ambient, lo-fi, chill type reggae station, and I used to love it, and I completely forgot about it. And I think it was this one. Luckily, there are some audio recordings to listen to as well, and the one that dredged up this memory that I've never ever thought about in so many years was Daddy Crucial. I'm sure it was his shows that I used to get whiffs of. I didn't used to live in Nottingham around that time. I was about 25 miles away in a neighbouring town, but every so often we used to get whiffs of this really cool late night station, and I'm so pleased that I've managed to work out what it was after all this time. I've actually gone to look up Daddy Crucial, and can see after all this time he is still involved with community radio. So good for him. Have a trawl round the Pirate Archive. You'll be really surprised with what you find. It also got me thinking about a list that I started to put together about all the obscure radio stations that are out there, legal or not. Most of these on my list are not radio stations in the traditional sense, more ones that are streamed online, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through a few this evening. So I've just loaded them up into tabs, and I'll just go through them one by one. In no particular order, the first one is radio from a foreign country. Radio is a foreign country. And this is all based around mixtapes of all obscure and unheard of music from around the world. And you can get lost in this site for hours and hours listening to really, really interesting pieces of music. All links to these radio stations, the websites for the streams, are in the description of my stream. So if you fancy having a listen yourself, just head to this description and click away. But yeah, radio is a foreign country, a really interesting concept. I think they only include songs that have a minimum amount of views on YouTube is one criteria. There's a set of criteria that a song has to meet before it gets featured on this radio show. The next one is Birdsong. I'm sure you've heard of this one before. Birdsong. Now, Birdsong, again, this is another hazy distant memory, and I remember tuning around and listening to Birdsong on the FM band, and I think it was due to them testing for a new radio station. I want to say Classic FM, but I could be wrong. But I have vague recollections of Birdsong being broadcast on the FM band. I know you can get it on digital, DAB, but you can also stream it from your web browser at birdsong.fm. Again, the link is included in the description. The next radio station is one that we listen to quite a bit, and it is Mechanical Music Radio. And this is all based around the happiest music on earth. Their words, not mine. Although it is a very enjoyable radio station, and this is all based around organ, fairground organ music from around the world. You might think that's rather odd, but give it a listen. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. There are opportunities to request your own songs, and I use it quite a bit because I don't think many people are listening. So your request gets played almost straight away. So I definitely recommend giving Mechanical Music Radio a bit of a listen, and maybe put in a request yourself. Again, in no particular order, we next come along to Colorado Prison Radio. Now this has unfortunately been paused for the time being, but you can delve into their archive, and it's a really interesting station. I really liked this one. Used to listen to it a little bit in the past, but haven't recently delved into the archive at all, and eagerly await its return because I did find it interesting when I managed to catch it. Colorado Prison Radio. Again, links are in the description if you wanted to explore and have a listen yourself. I'm also interested in whether you know of any obscure or interesting online radio stations. I would love to hear from you. And follow the link on our website, numberstation.co.uk, to get in touch and let us know. We're nearly at the end of our list of radio stations, you'll be pleased to know. The next one is kpis.fm, and I struggle to remember why this was on the list, and this memory was dredged out of the depths of my head, and this was a pirate radio station originally. I stumbled upon it. I stumbled on a documentary about it on YouTube years and years ago. It started life as a station broadcasting from a camper van under a flyover somewhere, and I've sort of had it bookmarked ever since. I like its selection of music and shows, and I can see from the front page here this evening that it's celebrating its 9th anniversary. So yeah, kpis.fm. The final online radio station is Vintage Obscura, and this is very, very similar to Radio is a Foreign Country, where it plays obscure and unheard of tracks from around the world. I would definitely recommend Vintage Obscura Radio if you want to find something new. Give it a look, give it a read, and give it an explore. And there you have it. I have a list that's as long as your arm, and maybe I will show you some more that's on my list of radio stations that I've collected over the years. But like I said, if you have any recommendations, I would love to hear from them. So head on over to numberstation.co.uk and follow the link at the bottom to get in touch. While you're at the website, you can mix your own, so you can take our archive recordings and overlay them with against our ambient backing track samples. You can also head on over to Build Your Own Numbers station, where you'll find guides and helpful snippets of information about how you would go about making and broadcasting your own radio station. Once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel out, and I'm so grateful to all the listeners out there who have previously clicked on that button. Let's have a scan around the globe this evening. Let's dip our toe into the sea of kilohertz, and let's see what we can find this evening.
Mike 31, Victor Mike. Whisky 2, Victor Mike, Sierra Barra 77. Escuto o vosso câmbio e vou desligar por agora um pouco. Vou desligar não, vou ficar fora. Vai ainda, Victor. Vocês devem escutar, já devem estar aí a ouvir vozes atrás. É a família que está por aqui. Até já, um abraço, tchau. Um bocadinho. Chegou aí, mas tenho que ir à beira. Tenho aqui a família, chegou aqui o irmão meu. Vai, vai, vai escutar, já devem estar aí a ouvir as vozes atrás. É a família que está por aqui. Até já, um abraço, tchau. Vou dar ali um tempo de mão nele, depois mais tarde volto com ela, até já. Tout ça, et aussi la bière de Pittsburgh. Nous avons ici à Homburg, mon QTH, c'est une ville qui s'appelle Homburg, Hotel Oscar Mike, Bravo, Uniforme Romeo Golf, à peu près 30 km à l'est de la capitale Saarbrücken. Et nous avons à peu près 43 000 habitants à Homburg. Il y a une petite industrie, mais aussi une brasserie. Mais je ne vais pas faire de...
Delta Foxtrot 1 Mike Papa, Delta Fox 1 Mike Papa. Anything for his line also, send this rate.
Kind of tired of it. Back to you. K0KON BA3JYE. Well, we've got trees turning here now, fall weather, Roger. My neighbor's got this great big maple, and it's starting to turn. We've been really getting this. At night, it's been really dropping down here. Not too bad in the daytime. Like I say, it's about 70 here right now, but, you know, if it weren't for this storm coming in, it'd actually be a pretty nice day out. It's warm enough. So, anyway, missed yesterday's net. My family come over yesterday. It's my wife's birthday on Friday. So my family come over to help her celebrate yesterday, and boy, we had a hoot. We had a fire and a great big barbecue, and man, it was just a fabulous day for Family Day. Not too much fishing reports. Haven't been out in the last couple of days. I don't think I'll be able to get out tomorrow, and so we'll see what the rest of the day brings. Yeah, so it might be a busy week next week. Hopefully we can, we're going to get the one test done, and hopefully the other one's going to be scheduled. Like I say, I'll find that out tomorrow. And then that will be it as far as I know, and we'll be into the... JYE returning, so everything's in place, Roger. We just got one more test to do, and the other test is going to happen on Thursday, like I mentioned, and we hopefully by the end of the week we will be good to go. So that's the scoopy poop there, and I've been kind of busy. Haven't got much of a fishing report, well, ever since I took the boat out of the water, but anyway, that's the way it goes. So I'll say 7-3 to you, Roger, and to everyone on frequency. I hope everyone's having a great day and a great weekend, and I also hope everyone is safe and healthy. Thanks again for taking my check-in, Roger. Appreciate that. K0KON, BA3JYE, 7-3, Roger. Have an awesome day and have a care.
This week as well, so I've got off the shack in pieces because I want to fit them in, you see. Plus, I'm had to repair repair 4 radios this week. Never mind. Good job I know a little bit. Can't see you, Victor, with the tango.
Well done, Eddie. Yes, you got to keep the maintenance going on these rigs sometimes. So I'm glad you're getting to grips with the 991A. Okay, Eddie, I'll let you get off and work to more stations. Thanks very much, Eddie, for the news.
Yeah, thanks. Out to you. Any more calls, please? I've got...
Please come now to Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Come in with your name phonetically twice if you can. And you can come in one after the other, and then we can go from there, okay?
Victor Oscar 1, Uniform Kilo Zulu. Little out of turn. My apologies. Victor Oscar 1, Uniform Kilo Zulu. Just mark me down as an IO, please. Thank you. 7-3.
Okay, we got you in the log there, Victor Oscar 1, Uniform Kilo, Quebec. Anyone else calling in from BE4 in the west, including the north, please come now to Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Victor Echo 6, Delta Zulu, V6 danger zone.
Okay, we picked up Gary there, the danger zone, the V6DZ. Come on in with your answer for the question of the day.
You're calling,
But do you know what? It's a lovely piece of equipment. I just thoroughly enjoyed that. I enjoyed the restoration process because it was looking very sorry for itself when I got my hands on it. And it's just nice to be able to bring something back to its former glory, so to speak. Anywho, right, on that note, I must vanish myself, because 2 reasons. First of all, we've got Vinny, who runs a net on here, our group, it's 30, and secondly, I'm surrounded by bread rolls that I now have to split and pack, ready for filling tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I will have to plod on. But if I don't speak to you before, you have a safe journey, and look forward to catching up with you soon, Scott.
Just remembered that on the flow down here, I was going to try and get this link when I was 40,000 feet up in the air, but unfortunately Wi-Fi wasn't working on the plane on the way down, so it's working on the way back up. I might give it a go. I've done it before, but not for this box, so when I fly back on Friday night, I might give it a go. Have a bit of a laugh. Anyway, 33 buddy, I'm going to speak to the YL back home, and I'm going to QSY onto VAR AC on Asia. Cheers, Martin. 33 M7HSF M0BLH.
M0BH, M7HSF. Yeah, okay. No problem whatsoever. As I say, we'll listen out for you. I suppose that would make you aeronautical mobile, wouldn't it?
0 X-ray Juliet Alpha calling CQ on 2 meters. Just someone air under the squelch. CQ. M0XJ Juliet Alpha calling CQ on 2 meters.
Gracias por llamar 59 Roger.
Saludos, gracias. El compañero derecho, adelante. Y ahorita de esta en tierra. Está mezclando muy fuerte, estimado amigo. Y ahorita de esta en tierra 59. Y la gracia ahí por llamar. Un saludo. Presentes cordiales. Aquí una vez. CQ20 meters, CQ20 meters. CQ20 meters 1. This is Echo Bravo 7 Radio. Echo Bravo 7 Radio. Aquí on the 20. 20, CQ20 meters, CQ20. Echo Bravo 7 Romeo.
Thank you for making it this far through the show. We'll leave it there for this evening, having done a quick lap of the world, seeing what we can listen in on. May I remind you, we have our website, numberstation.co.uk, with lots of goodies for you to click and explore. You can also get access to archived recordings of what we've previously discovered on the airwaves. There's also the opportunity to apply for a listener sticker where you, yes you, can be the envy of all your friends. Just drop me a line and I'll happily send a few listener stickers out to you wherever you are in the world. Once again, thank you very much for listening. If you can hit that YouTube subscribe button, I'd be very grateful. It really does make things a lot better and helps me out enormously. Until next time, see what you can find out and discover on the air. All the links to the stations, online stations that featured at the start of this show are in the description. So have a click and explore yourselves. And don't forget, if you have an interesting or obscure online radio station, drop me a line and let me know. I'd really like to hear from you. Anyway, take care. Thanks again for listening. And see you next time on Number Station.